I think the hardest part about all of this is that middle-aged, I didn't think I could get fooled again by politicians, not after W, which I voted for. I voted for peace in independent parties every election since then. And I'm still processing the fact that I've part of the demographic that ushered this into power. Now we're sending our kids to die in war again. Over nukes. Not weapons of mass destruction. That was never going to work. It's full-blown, maybe potentially nukes this time. I hate myself.
MAGA voter regret. Let's talk about it.
Let me preface by saying that I am not making this video to elicit any sympathy or any pity from anyone, but it's just, it's one of these days that it's a stark reminder to me about the remorse, regret, and some of the guilt that I feel over having supported Trump and MAGA, not just as a mere voter, but someone who was an activist, who was a pundit, who worked on the Trump campaign, who donated to the Trump campaign, someone who was an unapologetic and public Trump and MAGA supporter as I was. And as the president threatens war crimes and probably nuclear war, it's just a reminder for me that I made a mistake. And I would ask all of you out there who right now have MAGA friends and relatives, I think a lot of them are starting to feel some regret.
Fellow TikToker Leaving MAGA 1 announces their departure from the Trump cult. Many have followed.
Trump is becoming unhinged. And for those that want to unfollow me for saying it, go right ahead. I voted for him 3 times. And before I get into what I'm going to say, for the people on the left and liberals, no, I am not on your side. But I like to call things for what it is. I think Trump has done some really good things, but his actions lately are starting to concern me and are fulfilling what my fear was with him with his second term. He's got nothing to lose, right? He's going to do what he wants to do. He's not getting reelected. He could do what he wants to do. The fact that he is now calling for jailing of a journalist, running for Venezuelan president, all kinds of things, bombing civilian infrastructure, these are, I hate to say, these are things that a dictator says. And there are still some people that are just like blindly praising him and saying like, oh yeah, he's doing great, he's doing great, he's doing great. It's okay to say he's doing great with certain things and criticize things that are not going great. Let's be honest. He got his head inflated with Venezuela.
This dude will 1,000% vote for Vance, by the way. 1,000,000% even. Now, in the process, some have taken to conduct parody.
I regret voting for Kamala Harris in this past election cycle. I'm sorry to every single person that I wasted my vote for somebody like her. Because last election cycle, I should have realized that I should want to vote for somebody who would ruin America. I should want somebody who makes life so expensive for the everyday person while making the rich richer. I should want somebody who is willing to start wars and not really care about the lives that are being sacrificed for his decisions. As a woman, I don't understand why somebody wouldn't support Donald Trump, especially since he has been found to be friends with Epstein and has been found liable for SA. That's just so dumb of me to vote against him. April Fools, I will absolutely never ever regret my vote for Kamala Harris. Instead, I am really proud of my vote for Kamala Harris because she was the only option on the ballot who could genuinely help America and make it a better place for people.
Many just are calling it for what it is.
It's the greatest con in history. By the way, it's the greatest con in history. I mean, truly. It's the greatest. And I don't say great in like a good way. It is truly the most successful con in history. It makes Enron look like a guy doing 3-card Monte on the street. Anything that you can remember and identify as a complete and utter scam, this is the greatest con in history. to run as an America first, and you're going to take care of America, and then turn around and go, all of these things, daycare, Medicare, Medicaid, we have nothing to do with that. We're fighting wars. That's what we're here to do. We're here to have a defense budget of $1.5 trillion, and we're here to fight wars. It is the greatest scam in history. You got to hand it to him. And I mean, truly, and not in, again, not in a moral way, but like, you got to hand it to him. This is the greatest about face in political history that I have really ever seen.
Right-wing influencers are turning on Trump, even some who campaigned with him, because they don't like his latest actions or his words.
I don't know about you, but I am sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. Can't he just behave like a normal human?
You see, Trump has a MAGA problem, and the Iran war made it worse, including this Easter Sunday social media post demanding Iran open the effing Strait of Hormuz.
To send out a tweet with the F word on Easter morning promising the murder of civilians and then saying praise be to Allah without explaining any of it, you are mocking me and every other Christian because we're Christians. We can't support that.
And when Trump wrote "A whole civilization will die tonight," it prompted calls for the 25th Amendment to be invoked.
How do we 25th Amendment his ass?
Tackle Trump and let him pretend he's president and publicly report that he's going through a health issue and Vance take over. It literally needs to be something like that. It's that bad.
Removal is unlikely, but this could be a problem for Trump and Republicans ahead of the midterm elections this fall.
In addition, some really don't buy it, and they are entitled to that.
And in case anyone is confused, the reason why we do not owe that ex-MAGA woman sympathy is because we were always going to enact change despite people like her, not because of people like her changing their minds. She still has a long way to go before she's rendered less useless to the movement than she is now. I'm tired of this narrative that progress is made because white people change their mind. That has never been the case. She, even now, after the damage is done, by the way, and she finally decides to deconstruct her MAGA mentality, her changing her mind is not going to cause any further progress. But liberals are so eager to pat white people on the back. We never gained progress because white people changed their mind. It's always because black people and radicals have forced change. So no, we do not owe this woman grace or sympathy, quite frankly. Me, I'm just going to ignore the woman. I've never been the type to dogpile. I've never been the type to just leave copious amounts of hate on someone's page, because ultimately it serves no one. But I'm tired of y'all trying to convince black people to turn the other cheek and celebrate the bare minimum as long as it's coming from a white person. I don't care that white people are socialized to be racist. I hold everybody to the same standard.
There are white people going viral right now for their regret over voting for Donald Trump. And I put that word into heavy quotation marks because I genuinely question if they even know what the word regret means. One woman in particular got on TikTok crying a whole theatrical production about how people are not greeting her with open arms, how they're being mean to her in her comment section. Somehow you are the victim, not the millions of people harmed by the very system that you voted to prop up not once, not twice, but 3 times. Not the immigrants who lost their family members to deportation or concentration camps. Not the communities of color who have been terrorized by the very policies that you voted to enable. You're the victim because people were mean to you in your comment section. And this tells me everything I need to know about your regret.
If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.